wabarakatuh. Hi, welcome back to English class with Mrs. Dia. Alright,
Yeah. Today we are going to study about recontext. Yeah. Historical event. Yeah. We are talking about historical event. Yeah. Okay. Recontext. Yeah. So far we have studied about personal experience and then biography. And today we will study historical recontext. What is historical text? Yeah, have you ever heard about historical text? Yeah, historical text is a type of recontext. Ya, jadi historical text itu salah satu tipe dari recontext ya. Kalau minggu lalu kita belajar about experience or past activity, kemudian biography, and then now type of recontext is historical event. Yeah. The purpose to tell the reader what happened during a historical event. Alright. What famous historical events can you think of? Ada yang tahu? Ya, namanya historical events itu peristiwa-peristiwa bersejarah ya. In Indonesia pasti banyak sekali historical events ya. 17 Agustus 1945 itu a very important historical events di hari kemerdekaan Indonesia. Dan there were many historical events in Indonesia. Alright. Ya, do you remember the structure of recontext? Ya, jadi di dalam recontext itu ada orientations, kemudian ada event 1, event 2, event 3, ya, maybe it can be more than event 3, maybe even 4, 5, and what else, ya, and then the last is reorientation, ya, masih ingat kan susunan struktur dari recontext ini? Next, ya, there is a quote from Insinyur Soekarno. A great nation is a nation that appreciates the merits of its heroes. Ya, jadi kalau di bahasa Indonesia kan kutipan ini dari Insinyur Soekarno, negara yang besar adalah sebuah negara yang menghargai jasa-jasa para pahlawannya. Alright. Do you remember transition words? Okay. Kalau tadi about structure of recontext, sekarang tentang transition words. Ada yang masih ingat? Oke, excellent ya. Ada one day bisa jadi, and then the first ya, and then the second, alright. Kemudian the last ya, ini termasuk ke dalam recontext tuh. First, then, next, before that, after that, later on, finally, and in the end. Okay, there is a text. Yeah, this is kind of recontext. Yeah, and the type is historical events. Yeah, historical events apa yang kita bahas di sini dalam teks ini? Yeah, this is about Heroes Day, Hari Pahlawan. Tanggal berapa Hari Pahlawan itu? Oke, 10 November. Ya, di sini ada ceritanya. Di sini ada kejadian-kejadiannya. Oke, silahkan kalian simak. Please listen carefully. Oke. Kemudian di sini nanti ada bold words ya, kosakata yang diberi tanda hitam tebal. Nah, ini adalah important words, important vocabulary. Nanti kita baca bareng-bareng ya. You repeat after me. Oke. Kita dengarkan dulu ya. Oke. On 10 November, Indonesia celebrates Hari Pahlawan or Heroes Day in remembrance of the Battle of Surabaya, which started on that very date in the year 1945. The bloody battle took place because Indonesia refused to surrender their weaponry to British Army. British Army at that time was part of the elite forces. The defiant Bung Tomo is the well-known revolutionary leader who played a very important role in this battle. It all started because of a misunderstanding between British troops in Jakarta and Jews in Surabaya under the command of Brigadier WWS Malabi. Brigadier Malabi already had an agreement with Governor of East Java, Mr. Surya. The agreement stated that British would not ask Indonesian troops and militia to surrender their weapons. However, a British plane from Jakarta dropped leaflets all over Surabaya. The leaflets taught Indonesians to do otherwise on 27 October 1945. This action angered the Indonesian troops and militia leaders because they felt betrayed. On 30 October 1945, Brigadier Malabi was killed as he was approaching the British troops post near Jembatan Merah or Ridge Bridge, Surabaya. There were many reports about the death, but it was widely believed that the brigadier was murdered by Indonesian militia. Looking at this situation, Lieutenant General Sir Phillips, I'm sorry ya, itu ada teks yang terpotong, but no problem, it's just one sentence. Next ya. In the early morning of 10 November 1945, British troops began to advance into Surabaya with cover from both naval and air bombardment. Although the Indonesians defended the city heroically, the city was conquered within 3 days and the whole battle lasted for 3 weeks. In total, between 6,000 and 16,000 Indonesians died, while casualties on the British side were about 600 to 2,000. Battle of Surabaya caused Indonesia to lose weaponry, which hampered the country's independence struggle. However, the battle provoked Indonesian and international mass to rally for the country's independence, which made this battle especially important for Indonesian national revolution. Alright, Jadi ini sedikit kisah tentang Hari Pahlawan, terjadi peristiwa berdarah di kota Surabaya. Jadi tokoh yang terkenal pada peristiwa itu adalah siapa tadi? I'm sorry. Tokoh yang terkenal adalah Bung Tomo, The Defiant Bung Tomo. Kita cek dulu yuk. You repeat after me, yang bold words ini ada kata remembrance, surrender, defiant, anger. Coba kalian baca nyaring-nyaring dari rumah, ikutin kalimat Mrs. Remembrance, remembrance. Surrender, surrender. Defiant, defiant. Anger, anger. Weaponry, weaponry. Hamper, hamper. Excellent. Next, it is time to practice. Contohnya nanti dari teks tersebut. Ini contohnya nanti kita belajar dari teks historical event tadi. Contohnya nanti Mrs. kasih given words-nya belajar atau mungkin makan. Artinya belajar tadi kan bahasa Inggrisnya study, jangan lupa pakai bentuk kedua. Kemudian makan bentuk keduanya eat. Ini contoh example. Nah, nanti example in sentence contohnya, yesterday the students studied for their exam before they ate nasi goreng. Nah, ini contohnya dalam kalimat. Ini cara kita membuat dari satu kosakata bisa menjadi sebuah kalimat. Contohnya tadi, yesterday the students studied for their exam before they ate nasi goreng. Studied ada ate dalam one sentence. Alright. Next. Nah, this is the practice ya. Match the Indonesian words below with suitable meaning in English. Ya. Silakan kalian tebak terhianati in Indonesian tadi dari kosakata yang ditebalin tadi, kira-kira apa ya yang sesuai bahasa Inggrisnya. Atau kalau kalian sudah tahu sendiri tanpa lihat teks, kalau terhianati itu bahasa Inggrisnya ini, coba kita tebak ya. There are 10 vocabularies ya. Please you match with suitable meaning in English. Okay. Coba number 1, terhianati. Siapa yang tahu artinya? Oke, betray. Oke, betray. Tadi ada di dalam teks ya, betray. And then next, kekuatan militer. What is in English? Oke, militia. Next, membuat marah, ya, anger. Tadi ada ya, kita baca ya. And then next, yang menantang. Ada yang tahu? The fire. Oke. Sambil ditirukan ya supaya terbiasa. Oke, next. Menyerahkan, bahasa Inggrisnya hamper. Oke. Persenjataan. Nah, kalau ini pasti banyak yang sudah tahu nih. Apa? Oke, weaponry. Next, kalau kelompok penjual what is in English? Oke, reinforcements. Kalau memprovokasi, ya ini hampir sama dengan bahasa Inggrisnya. Provoke. Oke. Menjatuhkan, what is in English? Oke, surrender. Mrs. surrender kan artinya menyerah. Iya, menyerah itu bisa juga kalau itu kata sifat, kalau dijadikan kata kerja bisa artinya menjatuhkan. Jatuh, menyerahkan, sudah seperti itu, surrender. Next, peringatan apa tadi? Ini yang paling pertama kosakatanya. Ya, remembrance. Oke, kita sudah punya 10 kosakata baru dari historical events in the Battle of Surabaya. Alright, ya. A generation which ignores history has no past and no future. Oke. I am Dianika Rahmawati. I think enough for study today about the context, type of historical events. See you next week. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.